I just love a beautiful, breezy spring morning like this. I have a lot to accomplish today, lots of things I want to beautify and work on in my home, so grab a cup of coffee and join me for a warm spring day in the country. When I shared my basement pantry reveal, I had so many of you tell me that we should get the buckets up off the floor, that they shouldn't be sitting on concrete. So I brought a bench over and most of them are up on there. There are a few still on the floor that I need to address, but I am very glad that you all told me that. And now I have fixed that. I want to share with you a little hack that I have been using here in my home, and I hope none of my kids ever watch this video because this is one of those things that they're fine with until they find out about. So I'm cooking some oatmeal, and whenever it is all cooked, I'm adding in eggs. We have so many eggs because we have a ton of hens, and eggs, of course, are a great source of protein. They're a very healthy food, and we get sick of all the usual things that I make all the time that are egg heavy, the things that use up a lot of eggs. So I got the idea that I should just put them in the oatmeal. So what I do is I put a bunch of eggs in a bowl, and then I temper them by putting the hot oatmeal into the egg and bringing it up to temperature so that it won't cook whenever it goes into the hot oatmeal. And then after I add the eggs, the honey, the vanilla, the salt, all the things to make oatmeal delicious, I then just put it on the simmer and let it kind of cook for a while. This makes it almost custardy. It's creamy. Nobody even notices. In fact, they really seem to like the oatmeal even better. So we're going to keep that our little secret because it's delicious, and it only would be if they found out. I think that they might not like it so much, but to me, it's such a great hack, at least for now. I go through phases. For a while, I'll make crepes every day, or puff pancake, or egg tacos. Right now, it's this eggy oatmeal that's really working out. I also have some einkorn bread that was rising in the pantry last night. I shaped that, got it into the Bandit Tin, and I will bake that later on today. I made some yogurt yesterday and then strained off a lot of the whey in a tea towel so I could make it into sort of like a sour cream for today's lunch. Then it was too thick, so I added some yogurt back in, but that should be good to go for today. One way that we make our bedroom comfortable and cozy year-round is by using Brooklinen sheets. It is Brooklinen's 10-year anniversary, and they are celebrating with a special sale. So you can get 25% off site-wide, plus up to 45% off bundles through May 6th. We have dressed our bed with Brooklinen sheets for so many years now. I especially love their linen collection, so I pulled out today a few different colors that I've collected over the years. I have a white linen duvet, I have the khaki fitted sheet, I have the blue flat sheet, and pillowcases. I also mixed in some vintage pillowcases to go with that, so a whole collection, but all beautifully dressed linen for a comfortable, casual farmhouse spring look. Linen is the perfect material year-round. It is crisp and cool in the summer, but it also can be very cozy in the winter. Since we spend a third of our lives in bed, it is important to me that that space is the most comfortable that it can be, with high quality sheets and bedding, and Brooklinen definitely fulfills on that need. With Brooklinen sheets, you have the ability to mix and match over 20 colors and patterns. Their sheets last through frequent washes and get softer with each wash. Instead of buying individual items, you can save 20% by purchasing a hardcore bundle, which includes a core sheet set, extra pillowcases, and a duvet cover. These are 100% linen, made in Portugal. It's their lightest, most breathable fabric. Linen has unique moisture wicking properties that make it even cooler than cotton. Linen gives that perfectly imperfect signature rumpled look. It has an effortless elegance and casual style. Whether you've been a longtime Brooklinen supporter or this is your first time hearing about them, this is the perfect time to head over to Brooklinen to take advantage of their 10-year anniversary sale. All items are 25% off site-wide, plus up to 45% off bundles through May 6th. It's their biggest sale of the year, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure to click my link in the description box below to take advantage of this awesome sale and enjoy the comfort of Brooklinen in your home this summer. I look forward to this view of our farmhouse every April. At some point, I'll be on this front hill and look up and just love the overgrown look. I know what I'm picking right now, they're all weeds, and this is my annual tradition of cutting weeds just to have something that looks fresh and beautiful in our home. I know most people probably think this looks really silly, but on our counter, I think it's really beautiful, and I'll keep doing it until we have some garden flowers to replace them with. A simple meal of taco salads and water kefir will have us fueled up and ready for some more work this afternoon. I want to plant my window boxes, and I hear there's a storm coming, so I might put my hand to a bit of a sewing project as well.
What are some?
Identify it.
Okay.
It is iced latte season. I usually drink a cup of coffee in the afternoon. Normally all winter it's hot, but lately I've been putting in some ice, maybe a little maple syrup or honey, raw milk for an afternoon treat. There is a new sourdough recipe over on the blog, farmhouseonboone.com. I know I mention that all the time, and that's because it's a great resource with recipes that you can print. We update the blog twice a week, and I try to keep you updated with what I'm cooking over there here on YouTube, but I do want to point you over there for the printable recipes. This is sourdough graham crackers, which you might have thought I never needed a sourdough graham cracker recipe, but trust me, you will want to try these. I kind of was skeptical myself when I first started playing around with it, but it's so good. I think whenever something is baked fresh, it's just that much better. So graham crackers are good, but whenever you can get them hot out of the oven, they're even better. Now you can ferment this dough up to, several days in the refrigerator, just like cookie dough, pie crust, several recipes like that. The long fermentation happens in the refrigerator. So you'll mix up the dough and you can either put it in the fridge for 2 hours and then bake them like I'm gonna do, or you can make this ahead, pop it in the fridge and not roll them out and bake them for 3 or 4 days. Whatever you choose, it's nice to have these on hand. So the way this recipe works is I'm mixing up in a bowl the dry ingredients. So I'm doing 1 cup of whole wheat flour. I just freshly milled it. Now, one thing I want to note is you're going to want to do about 150 grams of whole wheat flour. And the reason I specify that is if you are freshly milling your flour, you're going to have a really fluffy bowl of flour. So a cup there and a cup out of a bag that's been sitting on the shelf that's compacted will be a bit different. 150 grams is what I get when I stick a cup measurer and level it off into a bag of settled flour. So I'm doing a bit more than a cup when it comes to this fluffy, freshly milled wheat, but 150 grams. If you're getting store-bought flour, a cup will be perfect. So a cup of whole wheat, a cup of all-purpose, a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, and then in my mixer, I'm doing 8 tablespoons of softened salted butter, a cup of brown sugar, a quarter cup of honey, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a half a cup of sourdough discard. I'll add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, wrap it up in plastic wrap, and put it in the fridge until I want to use it. Years ago, I put up a few frames just outside of the bathroom to decorate a wall there. It might have been last year, I don't remember. I did it here on this YouTube channel, but one of those frames was knocked off and broken. I found some new frames on Amazon. I will link below what I found. They actually came with some pretty prints, but I am going to be putting in family pictures. They also did need to be replaced because they were old pictures and we've had new family photos done since then. I put one of my son with a chicken. I thought that was just cute for spring. It just keeps getting darker and darker. I'm going to have to turn on some lamps. They are calling for a storm around here. Honestly, I love a storm to roll through on a pretty spring day. If you're looking for a fun, easy sew this spring or a DIY project, you can check out my book, Simple Farmhouse Life. I released it many years ago, 4 years ago now, but I still reference it every once in a while for something in my home. I have a little leftover linen from an apron I made a few weeks ago. I did get some matching green thread. I had it back then, so I had some white thread on my apron, but this little linen tote is perfect for spring. You can take it to the farmer's market. It comes together in less than an hour. So if you just have a nap time or an evening and you want to get something that you can finish in one sitting, this is the project for you. For this, you essentially cut 2 rectangles, sew them right sides together around 3 sides, 2 straps that you fold in half, so lengthwise, turn right side out, top stitch, then press over the top raw edge of the tote bag, the 2 rectangles you sewed together, and tuck the strap pieces in under there, sew around the top to secure those strap pieces, and that's the tote bag. To finish off the graham crackers, I divided the dough in 2 so that it's a bit easier to work with, and then put half of the dough between 2 pieces of parchment, rolled it out till it's really thin. You want to make sure it's pretty consistent, or you'll have some that are crispy and some that are a bit doughy. Either way, they're good, so it's okay, don't stress it too much. I poke a few holes in it and then bake it until they're crispy and golden. I was over at my sister's house recently and she served egg salad with pickled onions on some sourdough bread. It was so good. I was inspired to keep lunch simple and easy and work with all the things we have, which is eggs and lots of it. Thank you so much for spending this beautiful spring day with me, and if you subscribe, I'll see you next week.